today. The music of tomorrow is almost ready to play. And the sweet song of you and all the other women too, whose voices weren't heard, who time has left behind. I hope that somehow you will find yourself in the music of tomorrow. The music of tomorrow. The music of tomorrow. For our mothers, for our daughters, we're the music of tomorrow.
Hello, everybody. Before we begin, hello, everybody. Before we begin, I just wanted to say that in our commitment to accessibility and inclusion, we'd like you to know that this lab will feature live cart and captioning accessibility services. Support for open captioning is provided in part by TDF. You may access the captions using a smartphone device with the link in your program, or for those of you watching at home, hello there, at the URL displayed at this time. Welcome to the 10th season of New York Theater Barn's Choreography Lab. I'm Joe Barros, and I'm the Artistic Director of the New York Theater Barn. We are coming to you live from Alchemical Studios here in New York City for the end of our 10th season. New York Theater Barn's Choreography Lab is the only platform for choreographers and writers to collaborate on movement for new musicals during incubation. We're very excited about that. For the past 16 years, because we've been around for 16 years, even though this is the 10th anniversary of the lab, New York Theater Barn has created an inclusive home for original culture-shifting musicals during incubation. Since 2007, we've been providing space, funding, and a safe opportunity to experiment in front of live audiences, often for the first time. For artists, the support of New York Theater Barn needs investment in process, and for audiences, we offer a glimpse inside the blueprint of an original musical being developed in real time. This past summer, we continued our partnership with the Fire Island Pines Arts Project on the second season of our residency for original musicals in development on Fire Island, called Barn on Fire. Again, Tony Award-winning director-choreographer Jerry Mitchell served as mentor to the residency and hosted the final presentation. The 2023 summer season featured The Bubble, written by Janine McGuire and Ari Lawton-Simon. Coming Soon, written by Rachel Lark, directed by Rachel Dart. The King of Pangea, written by Martin Storrow and directed by Richard Israel. And Truth, Future Bachman's Skyward, an Endling Elegy, directed by Jalen Livingston, Broadway's youngest Black director in history. Right? Exciting. And I got to be there for it. So I got to be paid for one of the few times in my life in this company. That's partially a joke. We've worked really hard the past few years to create artist stipends for our staff, our artists, and all the people that we really love to work with. This fall, we'll present the final installment of the 16th season of our award-winning Newark series on Monday, October 16th at 7 p.m. at the Robert Moss Theater at Playwrights Horizons downtown. The presentation will feature excerpts from the new musicals Lighthouse and Absolute Zero, as well as a conversation with the writers. Both writing teams are helmed by women, and all of the characters depicted in our musicals make space for women and non-binary actors. Now I'm going to tell you just a little bit about those two musicals. With book and lyrics by Abs Wilson and music by Veronica Mansour, Lighthouse is a 6-women, fourth-wall-breaking pop country musical, exploring the lives of women of all ages in rural communities, the particular struggles of women with anxiety and OCD, and what it means to be yourself for the rest of your life. Lighthouse celebrates the idea that maybe, just maybe, every person of yourself is worth being, and the presentation will be directed by Susanna Wolk. With book and lyrics by Dory Clark and music by Marie Incontrera, Absolute Zero is a gleeful reclamation of the patriarchal and often sexist spy genre, a classic form in a decidedly new Weinstein. Fueled by a contemporary pop rock and jazz score, Absolute Zero is a taut, funny musical thriller written for a cast of all female and gender non-conforming performers. We're almost to the end of this introduction. Thank you. Take a sip of your wine. This fall, we'll also launch a new podcast from Broadway Podcast Network called Backstage Pass. And our record label, Theater Barn Records, with our president, Hector Flores Jr. Theater Barn Records will release a concept EP of Jesse J. Sanchez's Sueños, our American musical, next month as a part of Hispanic Heritage Month. And it's about 3 generations of a Mexican-American family and their pursuit of the American dream, and makes space for almost an entire cast of all Latinx characters and space for Latinx actors.
Work.
The album features Lene Hanau, Robbie Hager, Ariana Rosario, Courtney Wolfson, Christopher Stanley Ward, Naceli Vega, and Chris Carrasco. Later this fall, we'll also release a concept album of Xena Warrior Musical, inspired by the TV show. The album written by Megan Rose and S.C. Lucier will have performances by Jen Colella, Elle Morgan Lee, Taylor Iman Jones, Ren Rivera, and more. So the reason why we're here tonight is 10 years ago, in the fall of 2013, New York Theater Barn's Choreography Lab was conceived and created by Avital Asuleen. Avi is a choreographer, director, performer, educator, and dance practitioner, and now, here to tell you more about what you'll see this evening, please help me welcome the director of the Choreography Lab, Avital Asuleen.
Hi everyone, look at you all packed into this room. Beautiful, thank you all so much for being here. I'm so excited to be celebrating the 10th anniversary. And just wait, if you think Joe just gave you a lot of information, I'm about to give you some more. Alright, so we were just talking about all of the stuff that's upcoming at Theater Barn. We have all of these great new musicals, but tonight we are looking at a new musical called The Real Gemma Jordan. It has a book by Anna K. Jacobs. Music and lyrics by Rob Rokicki, who's great. I'm just over the moon to have both of these writers with us today. Anna has been a member of the Theater Barn family for a long time. Her musical Teeth, which will have its world premiere production at Playwrights Horizons in 2024. Our virtual new work series in 2020. And meanwhile, Rob was part of the lab last year. We presented a number from his musical Experience Marianas in March of 2022. So, here to tell you a little bit more about The Real Gemma Jordan is writer Anna K. Jacobs. Let's have her.
Hi. In the spirit of the lab, I'm going to read from my little piece of paper. So I'm going to give a bit of backstory to The Real Gemma Jordan. Here we go. No weird reading for paper, but I'm going to do it. In the midst of 2020, the University of Nebraska-Lincoln commissioned me and Rob to write them a movie musical. Amongst other things, they wanted the musical to center some of the themes that felt especially timely at the height of the pandemic, those of loss and connection. I'm not sure they were expecting a musical about a social media influencer, but that's what they got. The Real Gemma Jordan tells the story of, you guessed it, Gemma Jordan, a 21-year-old aspiring influencer living at home in Lincoln, Nebraska with her mom, Kathy. Gemma's life's passion is wellness, and she tackles it like Rosalind Franklin tackling the double helix or Einstein tackling the theory of relativity. Yet despite this, Emma is struggling to build a following. Did I say Emma? Gemma is struggling to build a following, which stings especially because her good friend from home, India, is living her best influencer life in LA with her boyfriend Hugh and making a name for her brand, Better with India. To complicate things further, Gemma and Kathy are still grieving the loss of Gemma's dad, who passed about a year ago. Only they don't appear to be grieving much. For Gemma and Kathy, it's a lot easier to connect over face peels and aloe vera juice than over shared feelings. Rob and I have always envisioned dance as being an integral part of the storytelling of the Real Gemma Jordan. Many of the spaces we depict in the show are virtual, and because we think of virtual reality as having a stylized quality, for us that in turn suggests dance. But also, the tone is a hugely complex element of this piece. On the one hand, we are depicting a very colourful, noisy, and occasionally ludicrous corner of the internet. But on the other hand, the story is rooted in the journey of a young woman who is struggling intensely with feelings of isolation and questions around the ways in which she is or isn't entitled to process her very real grief. Because dance and music so readily lend themselves to story elements that are more heightened, we are curious to see whether, if at all, these seemingly contradictory tones are capable of coexisting inside the musical numbers of our show. A huge thank you to Arthur and Katharine and Niani for bringing Rob's and my work to life through dance for the first time ever tonight. And also to Avi for the tremendous amount of work she's put into organizing this event. And now I'm going to bring Rob up, and he's going to share some info about the score. It's Rob.
I'm just so thrilled that you're all here, and this piece, to work with Anna was just a dream, and something I was really inspired to do. Most of the music from the show, you're going to hear some tracks tonight. I wanted to experiment with this project, having different songs that have like an effervescent quality, but the tracks that you're going to hear is very basic, like piano and drums, and I feel like there's always an expectation when you hear tracks, so like, oh, this is what the show will sound like. If you want to hear what the show will sound like, we will have I'm planning on releasing an EP and a song from the show, one of the big heart-rending emo ballads. That is very synth-poppy. It will be released later this year.
Yeah.
Well, let's say, I'm not sticking to the script, it's very bad. For orchestration, I'd like to use synth pads and pop idioms to represent more of the artifice of the online world, with more organic sounds coming in the later half of the show. Setting the show in Lincoln also inspired this sense of expansion and openness to match the wide, barren landscapes in the more introspective moments. And I just said, look out for an EP. I'm very excited for that. Yeah, so without further ado,
The show is so talk heavy. You're all like, we're here for dance, but there's these people, they're talking at us, but it's okay. So, we do a bunch of different choreography labs. As you can see, there's one musical in this lab. If anybody can come up with a better name for this lab, please tell me. For the last 10 years, we've been calling this lab a one-show, three choreographers lab. If you have a better name, please tell me. I could use one. And so, as you're about to see, 3 different choreographers are going to do a different number from this musical, The Real Gemma Jordan. So in this way, the choreographers and the writers benefit from seeing the pieces still in production, and they get to have this great opportunity to see 3 different choreographers who are working on the same show, but approaching it from their own lens and their own viewpoint and using their own styles. So, as Anna mentioned briefly, tonight's presenting choreographers are Arthur Cuadros, Katharine Quinn, and Niani Feelings. We will see their numbers twice tonight with a bit of feedback and discussion in between, and that's usual here. We always see the numbers twice. So, we have one more interjection, and then I promise you we're going to get started. So we are thrilled to bring up one more special guest, our moderator, Chip Abbott. Chip is a New York-based director and choreographer, and was the assistant choreographer, swing, and dance captain for the Broadway revival of On the Town. I know, if you saw that, oh my gosh, doing all that work, I don't even know. So recently, Chip was He's also a dance break alum, a faculty member of both Steps on Broadway and Broadway Dance Center, and an all-around awesome human. Chip, come on up here.
I'm so excited to look at the work today and lead you through a little bit of a panel with some live feedback. We all know that it takes a village to create new material, so I'm super excited to be a part of that. So thanks for having me.
Of course, perfect. At the end of our announcements, we've just got to thank Broadway Dance Center for their generous donation of rehearsal space and Full Out Creative for partnering to do all of this great video and live stream work. We definitely could not do the lab without either of those wonderful, amazing partners. Okay, we are getting started. So, as you know, the musical tonight is The Real Gemma Jordan. Joe, you're right with the parts. Okay. Our choreographic journey into the show begins when Gemma's seemingly unchanging normal life is finally shaken up. Gemma is asked to become a brand ambassador for Acai Power, a product embodied by 3 characters called the Acai Bros. In the number Take the Moment, Gemma's Acai Power posts strike a chord with the online wellness crowd, and Gemma's Instagram following starts to blow up. This is the first number you'll see tonight, choreographed by Arthur Cuadros, and inside of the number, you'll also get to see little cameos from the characters Kathy, India, and Hugh. All right, let's start bringing those dancers. And we also have 2 rehearsal swings who are with us in the audience today, Peter Williams and Alexa Rosicchio.
Hey, Gemma.
Hey,
Sweet aloe post.
thanks. I just kind of threw it together at the last minute.
Wouldn't have guessed. It really hit the mark.
Yeah, it was like friendly, yet commanding.
Wholesome, yet naughty.
Commercial, yet quaintly amateur.
Basically, we loved it, especially the bit about crack.
Wow, thanks.
Probably you've heard of acai.
Acai!
The #1 superfood in the world.
Yeah, of course.
Well, our product, Acai Power, distills all the nutritional value of the acai berry into a conveniently powdered form. We're a relatively new brand, but we're pretty big on Insta. Less so on Facebook, but Facebook's for old people. Anyway, we're on the hunt for young, innovative creators such as yourself to be an ambassador for our brand. How'd you like to be our ambassador, Gemma?
As in a sponsorship?
She's so cute. Yes, as in a sponsorship.
I mean, wow, I love that.
Amazing!
So, what do you want me to do exactly?
Just take a few pics of yourself doing regular woman things.
Regular woman things?
You know, shopping, brunching, dancing like no one's watching, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Except be eating while you're doing it.
Is there anything in particular you want me to be eating?
And we don't really care, so long as it's cruelty-free.
Like an acai breakfast bowl?
I like this girl. Post a pic every other day to Instagram.
Preferably between the hours of 11 and 2 Pacific time.
And make sure to caption it in a cool way.
And be sure to tag us. Word.
Word.
Step into your power, the time is right, the time is now. So take the moment, like cherry bomb, like cherry bomb. The moment.
Bestie, you nailed that pose!
I did.
Hells yeah, you were like superfood personified!
Wow.
So, for this next post, we want to try something a little more globally attuned. Can you do something kind of French?
Kind of French.
Yeah, you know, big hats, stripy shirt, that kind of thing. Got it?
I think so.
Oh, maybe if you can plug acai ice cream this time, but instead of ice cream, call it nice cream.
Dude, that's genius!
what you're doing, but look smart while you're doing it.
Smart?
Like less dumb.
Is that what we're coming off?
Gemma, baby, we know you're not dumb. We just want everyone else to know that.
Yeah, wellness influencers kind of get a reputation for being dumb. Well, not the truth, but definitely the laziest.
That's unfair.
Then use creativity as your platform, bestie. Show the world you can read a book. Oh, and sip on an acai latte while you're at it. Acai!
Gemma, honey! I'm in the middle of something. You glasses. What's the emergency, Mom? Have you seen this? Just take it to the Apple store. What? No! I mean Instagram. Have you checked it lately? You're blowing up! Did you see 90,000 and 90,000 lives changing and all due to you? All those followers saw what you wrote with that platform. There's causes that you could promote, like Ronald Reagan said. Remember Vivian? Her husband Robert had horrible constipation. She told him to get a coffee enema, but he was stubborn and got colon cancer. Honey, I tell you, coffee enemas can really save lives. Mom, I'm trying to make followers know. I know, and the enemas can cause serious side effects like rectal burns. I was not aware of that. You just leave the influencing to me. Okay, but if you need that, just thanks. Anytime. Something's different. Look kind of strange. Finding a feeling things are starting to change. Finally getting where I wanna
Dude, I can't with these horn-rimmed glasses.
This post is going viral!
Seriously? Selena Gomez just like this. You need to regram that shit.
On it!
And make sure to tag her in it.
Taking this moment for me.
Step into your power. The time is right.
The time is now.
Step into the zone. Step into your own. Open up and allow yourself to. Take the moment.
Show us how. Take the moment.
Gemma Jordan, we have a problem.
What is it?
You have an imposter account.
Would you like to sing who all of these wonderful, beautiful, talented humans are?
Yes, I would. So we have Matthew, we have Carlos, we have Aaron with an A, Ellie, Linetti, Jonathan, Brian, Gina, Aaron with an E.
That was amazing, Chip. Come on up too. So I loved so much about that. And what an amazing, like the energy was so amazing. It was so sharp and just very fresh and exciting. And I felt like the movement supported the story so much. But I want to hear what Chip has to say too.
Slam dunk, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of the piece is that we see like a full elevation of Gemma, right? Like that's the biggest challenge in a musical number is how does our our lead go on a journey and change and transform throughout, and you totally do that. I love that I always know where to look. That's always with choreographers sometimes a challenge though, because we dance and we like to move, beautiful. What else? Patterns and staging were beautiful. My favorite part was the circle phrasing when we got into that slow-mo, we're surrounding Gemma. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Something's different.
Yeah.
That was fancy too, so that was
Yeah.
Worked out too much in the beginning. We got
Okay, so that's how you arrived at Nancy,
Yeah.
because of...
It was just too much.
Okay,
You didn't make it,
love
yeah.
it. Love it, which is a good thing to know. You already knowing how to edit. There are moments where I feel like we could cut phrases in half.
Totally.
So during the dialogue, I think the most focused moment for me was the mom. Is it Cindy?
Kathy. Yeah.
Kathy, Gemma. Close. Cindy.
Yeah.
That conversation, the stop time or like the slow mo that's happening on stage.
Mhm, yeah.
I think you can pepper more of that in throughout some of the other conversations.
Great, yeah.
The first transformation that happens with Gemma over here downstage reigns.
The t-shirt one?
Yes.
Striped shirt? Yeah.
I feel like I want to see that further down.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Let me see. I had to raise notes because I don't forget. Yeah, I wonder if just making some of the choreography smaller during dialogue. You know the smart beat where they say make it smarter?
Smarter. During... Oh,
It's
man.
like after the glasses, right?
Glasses, both
Yeah.
glasses, yeah.
Do what you're doing, it looks smart while doing it.
Yeah.
That was one moment where I felt like I was looking upstage.
Oh, with all the
Yes.
things, yeah.
But there's so many solutions for that. That could be a slow mo thing, that could be a cut
Lighting
of
thing.
crayon. A lighting thing, exactly. That's the other thing too, is like we're seeing all of that lighting. But
Totally, yeah.
amazing job.
Thanks.
So audience, just so you know, you also have, yeah, you can sit, it's all good. It's like we're cash, but like we're not, I don't know, we're always working on it. Just so you're thinking about it, you can have things to say too, so if you have anything that you want to add to this conversation, be thinking right now. I was just gonna say, I think it's amazing. I am wondering, there's one or two places where I'm wondering if your humans can have more of a point of view. Like, I never really knew when the ensemble humans were discovering Gemma, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if we're finding a build of following her, and I don't know if there's a point in the song where that happens, or if different people are discovering her at different points, or if we're all looking at her all the time, but I just kind of was a little questioning of that. That was like a question I had. So that would be just the one thing that I would add to that amazing number that we just saw. Audience, do you have anything you would like to say before we see this one more time?
I forgot to say one more.
Oh my God, you should say it!
There is an opportunity, I believe. Of course, you can put it wherever you want, but it might be worth investigating. Is the last step into your power? When do we first sing? Do we sing that throughout?
It's the different sections, we have it a couple times. She has it in the beginning, and then she has it like in the middle again, and then she has it at the end. I think it's 3 times.
This is after the circle.
After, this is the very end of this.
I think, yes, and I think it's as simple as them just looking at her as they dance, or perhaps they start including her in the number by teaching her the choreo, or I mean, she's the influencer, maybe she's teaching them the choreo, something.
And I feel like I kind of had a little bit in there, and it, you know, watching it from a bigger stage, you know, more, it was when in the back and I have the 3 rows downstage, and then Gemma starts the little break. In my mind, it's like, those are all people like reposting her, or I base it like off a TikTok dance. It's very simple, but it's, but I get to like, maybe it's just putting it in somewhere else, versus on the dialogue.
And I think what's tricky is because we're talking about virtual worlds, right? So we're in the device, and in our minds we're in separate worlds, but I don't know that it would ruin the picture to have them see her.
See her. Oh, yeah, okay. And I think that during rehearsals I was so about like, let's put her by herself, because the only time she's really with anyone is when she's with her mom.
Right.
You know, so I mean, yeah, maybe it's like finding the happy medium.
Yeah.
Audience, does anyone have anything they'd like to chime in with? Show does, yes, come on down. It's like Trish is right now.
Just one thing. I think what Chip said was amazing, but I just want to say, in support of Arthur and of our design collaborators, while of course Chip is responding to exactly what they're seeing up here, but I would say, just a reminder too, that like, I'm seeing what you're seeing too, but I'm also writing this up, side light might sort of mask some of the bigger movement of stage or scenic elements that might come in through actor-driven storytelling or even through extensive automation, things like that too. So some of those things would change.
The set's on the way, actually.
I wrote a couple of things, so I know all the terms.
All right, should we see this again? Anyone? Do we have one thing? We got one thing. Well, let's see.
Oh no, do I need a mic?
You do.
You can just take it. Okay, great. Yeah, no. Back up. I just thought you did really beautiful use of work with the cell phone as a prop. I think it's really easy, even when I'm on my cell phone, that gets really internal, but you did a beautiful job of expanding that, and even me as an audience member, I was like, yeah, that is like what that feels like in my body, even when I'm just scrolling. And so that was really a beautiful creative choice. Well done.
And that's definitely what I was going for those, like, especially in New York City, when you're on the subway or walking in the street, there are certain things we do as humans. Thank you.
For our people at home.
We do as humans, and it's finding a theatrical way of making that read. You know, I'm such a picture person, and I always think like the big picture, and it's like, what will the person in the back of the audience see versus what the person in the front of the audience will see? And yeah, anyways.
One more time. I don't know if based on all the things we just said, if you want to just have a little round circle with them for 10 seconds to give them like a moment of like, hey, pop this, or you know, do this, or bat this head. But just take 2 seconds to chat with them, and then when you're ready, do the number one more time. So that the choreographers can get a more dynamic capture of the numbers. Yeah, so he will be moving a little.
Hey, Gemma.
Hey,
Sweet aloe post.
thanks. I just kind of threw it together at the last minute.
Wouldn't have guessed. It really hit the mark.
Yeah, it was like friendly yet commanding.
Wholesome, yet not.
Commercial yet quaintly amateur.
Basically, we loved it, especially the bit about crack.
Wow, thanks.
Probably you've heard of acai.
Acai!
The #1 superfood in the world.
Yeah, of course.
Well, our product, Acai Power, distills all the nutritional value of the acai berry into a conveniently powdered form. We're a relatively new brand, but we're pretty big on Insta. Less so on Facebook, but Facebook's for old people. Anyway, we're on the hunt for young, innovative creators such as yourself to be ambassadors for our brand. How'd you like to be our ambassador, Gemma?
As in a sponsorship?
She's so cute. Yes, as a sponsorship.
I mean, wow, I love that.
Amazing!
So what do you want me to do exactly?
Just take a few pics of yourself doing regular woman things.
Regular woman things?
You know, shopping, brunching, dancing like no one's watching, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Except be eating while you're doing it.
Is there anything in particular you want me to be eating?
Well, we don't really care. So long as it's cruelty-free.
Like an acai breakfast bowl?
Acai! I like this girl. Post a pic every other day to Instagram.
Preferably between the hours of 11 and 2 Pacific time.
And make sure to caption it in a cool way.
And be sure to tag us.
Word.
Word.
Yeah, you know, big hats, stripy shirt, that kind of thing, got it?
I think so.
Oh, and if you can plug acai ice cream this time, but instead of ice cream, call it nice cream.
Dude, that's genius.
Hey everybody, it's Vita. I'm so excited to show you this. It's ice cream. Did you see? That's our girl, Gemma J, and she owes it to us. Things are going her way.
We can help you as well. Get the tools, influential potential, the tricks and the rules.
Check out our videos for help kids to monetize. Layering your piece with sense and strains to life.
Check out our videos for help kids to monetize and layer your unique skill sets and strengths and more.
Step into your power. The time is right. The time is now. Yeah, I'm ready. Step into the zone. Step into your own. Open up and allow yourself to take the moment. Like cherry balls. Like cherry balls. Take the moment.
Acai!
Our European sales are up 87%, Gemma, you're killing it!
I'm so happy to hear
So,
that.
for this next pose, can you do what you're doing, but look smart while you're doing it?
Smart?
Like less dumb.
Is that all coming off?
Gemma, baby, we know we're not done. We just want everyone else to know that, okay?
Yeah, all those influencers kind of got a reputation for being dumb. It's not the dudes, but definitely the ladies.
That's unfair.
Then use creativity as your platform, bestie. Show the world you can read a book. Oh, and sip on an acai latte while you're at it.
Acai!
Gemma, honey! I'm in the middle of something. You glasses? Let's say we're just, have you seen this? Let's just take it to the Apple Store. What? No, I mean Instagram. Have you checked it lately? You're blowing up. Do you see 90,000 into 90,000 lives changing and altered to you? All those followers saw what you
So what we want you all to know is that the Amber Foundation has been completely instrumental in supporting the lab for much of our 10-year history, and we are so incredibly thankful for everything they've done to help us expand our programming and offer greater support to our artists. And so what I will tell you now that that video is playing is that...
Hi, I'm Bonnie Lasky, and on behalf of the Amber Foundation, I'd like to congratulate the Choreography Lab on an amazing 10 years of developing dance in new musicals. At the Amber Foundation, we believe in the power of dance to both engage and inspire. We also believe that choreography is an important part of musical theater and that new musicals deserve a space for dance development. Congratulations again, and we are so proud to be a sponsor of this important creative work. Here's to the first decade of the Choreography Lab and to many more decades to come.
Storytelling. So if you ever are like in the future, like, hey, I can't make it to Midtown, but like maybe I could see a Choreography Lab at home, like you can do the live stream thing, just keeping that in your mind, that that's a really great way to like see the lab without, you know, like leaving your house. Anyhow, we're still waiting for our video, right?
No, you're on. They're listening.
I'm done. Okay, great. I'm just riffing. You know, it's good. Great video, people. We're done. I'm here. It's good. I'm here all night. No, it's fine. Let's bring out another number. So, the second number of our evening is by choreographer Katharine Quinn. With the plot, as we just saw, there's this imposter account. Gemma's mounting success comes to an abrupt halt when the Asuleen brothers alert Gemma to the fact that she has this imposter account. In their own words, it's populated up the wazoo, and the bros insist that they'll have to get the brakes on the collab with Gemma, at least until the imposter account situation is resolved. So Gemma logs into Instagram using India's credentials, since she herself has been blocked from being able to view the imposter account, which goes by the name @TheReal Gemma Jordan. What she discovers in a number called The Real Gemma Jordan is that The Real Gemma Jordan has not only been posting wellness content, but captioned pictures of Gemma's dad that definitely weren't sourced from any of Gemma's public-facing accounts. The dancers in this piece are Carolyn Kane, Luke Rands, Nigel Jamal Hall, Corinne Munch, Jordan Simone, and Kaylee Olson. Come on out.
Oh my god. Hey girl. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, what? Go on Insta. Apparently I have an imposter account. Can you look? Oh yeah, I see it. What's the name on the account? @TheReal Gemma Jordan. How come I don't see it? She's probably blocked you. Ruthless. Please look. Give me your password. Okay, my password is MRSTCHALAMET exclamation point. Hey guys, it's the real Gemma Jordan.
So glad that you can say hello.
Hey girl, it's the only Gemma Jordan.
What kind of info do you wanna know?
Whoa! Here's a moment with your
Birthday cute.
Here's a picture of you posing with the boys and their recruits.
chip on up here as well.
That was awesome. I loved it. I love the use of the LEDs with the pink. It like totally elevates a new sense of space, a new idea. We've gone into a different world. I love the sense of danger. I really only have like one piece of question. One question is when we snap back to real life, how we get that change again. You know what I mean? Because we still see the pink. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if there's a way to.
The only device that we were using were the jackets. So going like if we had full costumes, etc. You know, is it a tearaway? Is it something else? For us, it was when we have Gemma and Indy. They're wearing their pedestrian jackets, and then we made sure to rip them off, and they become the avatar versions of themselves, and then come back on for the final button. But you know, tricky to articulate in this setting.
Yeah, I love it. And I think it could also be something as simple as like if that phone turns it off on the button. You know what I mean? Or like they hide it against their bodies or something. Yeah. Amazing. Love it.
A little shorter, you know?
I love it. I'm excited too. You know what I think is so fascinating about like this lab in particular is that when we do 3 numbers by 3 different choreographers, it's like amazing. Like we're seeing all the same pitch, we're seeing the same like it's like the shows lend themselves stylistically to similar things. And so I just think like I invite you all to kind of look at that as well and be like, these are 2 very different choreographers. They do have different sensibilities, but still, like, you start seeing some similar, like, movement that comes in, just, like, from what is suggested by the tone of the piece. And I just think that's cool. It's cool that it feels very, and I know Niani speaks the same way. There are similar ideas where we see these different shapes. I have a question about weight and menacing. I feel like as the humans are more like sinister, fake account people, and as the number is building, particularly as you're getting into the final chorus, I just wonder if there's, I don't know necessarily, but I wonder if there's more groundedness of the dancers and a little bit more just sort of like ominousness. I wanted it to like grow in its ominousness more. I don't know, maybe, I don't know how you felt about that, Riley. Anything else from the room before we say this piece one more time? Room, you're very quiet today. As you know what started to happen, like once we brought in the microphone and the video camera, it becomes like another thing. Like before we got all this stuff, people wanted to talk more, but I understand. It's okay. All right, so you want to take a moment to chat with your dancers and see if you have anything you want to just get on the same page with them before we say it one more time? All right, cool.
What's the name on the account? At the Real Gemma Jordan. How come I don't see it? She probably blocked you. Ruthless. Give me your password. Okay, my password is MRSTCHALAMET exclamation point. Hey guys, it's the Real Gemma Jordan.
I'm so glad you can say hello.
Hey girl.
developing this show with the writers. Welcome,
Hi,
Portia.
Thank you.
And also incredible board members who make so much happen for us. Blair Russell, Matt Schicker, and Saffron Dalen, Sheila Ray. I believe that's all of our board members that are here tonight, right? Awesome. Thank you all so much for your tireless efforts and believing in us and crazy, amazing things like this. So thank you for being here and for everything. Before we see our final piece, I have to and want to tell you about our gala. Because it is very, very important and it deserves this moment. It is actually going to be really exciting. It is sort of outside of the box, and that's why I want to tell you a little bit about it. On November 13th of this year, I hope so. On November 13th, we are celebrating the 16th anniversary of New York Theater with a gala at the Museum of Broadway. In addition to museum tours and a reception, we'll be honoring musical theater writer Jariah Kwame and New York Theater Barn's managing director Kate Trammell. Jariah Kwame is the writer of A Little Miss Perfect, which is a commission from Goodspeed Musicals and featured in our Barn on Fire. Kate's extraordinary commitment to underrepresented artists and audiences, especially as an advocate for disability and inclusion, has been an unparalleled part of NYTV's success. That's all. I'm gonna shut up.
We want you all to be there, but now we're getting back to Gemma. So, jumping further ahead in the story, Gemma tracks down Sam, the 23-year-old manager of Doozy's Sound Shop, who thinks that Gemma is his long-distance girlfriend of a year, when really it's the real Gemma Jordan he's been dating online. Ooh. Sam and Gemma set off on a cross-country road trip to find and confront the troll who's been wreaking havoc on both of their lives. Because Gemma becomes preoccupied with said road trip, she stops logging into Instagram and the internet freaks out in a number called Where Did My Girl Go? This is the third and final number you'll see tonight, and it's choreographed by Niani Feelings. Let's get this. David, Nick, Aaliyah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take it away.
Woo! Woo!
Where did my girl go? Where did she go? Where did my girl go? Where did she go? Where did my girl go? Where did she go? Where did she? Where did she? Where did she? Where did she?
Hell no, Gemma, you can't just leave us hanging on the line. Gemma, you gotta give a girl a heads up or a sign. Gemma, listen, whatever the case is, you need to hit me back on a need-to-know basis.
Gemma, I'm just guessing, I don't mean to be rude, but you've been abducted and it's basically the situation rude.
Maya, Tia, Paris,
David.
Mary Beth.
You want to come on up? You're getting it, you see the flow now.
Beautiful, that's awesome. I love how creative all of the use of the hand specifically, the result of this flicking and all of that's happening with the phone's really exciting. I also love that we found a solution to how to speak into the phone, being speakerphone, right? So that we're not here. Smart. Simple solution that would have taken me a while to figure out. Yeah, voice memo, right? Love it. There are some moments I wonder if in the chorus, when we're singing Where Did My Girl Go, and we're in the phone, if we can activate the other hand. It's difficult because there's a lot happening with the phone, with the device, but I'm wondering if we can occasionally get into that tone. Because if we are looking for someone, you know what I'm saying? That's really my only.
My thought there is refreshing specifically Gemma's page on Instagram. Yeah, so that one refresh motion. Sometimes going through Instagram. But
maybe looking for her. Yeah, I loved it. Beautiful.
We usually have a cordless mic, but evidently there's a lot of interference in this part of Manhattan, and so that's why we have the cord, and just letting you all know. Anyhow, I loved that. That was so beautiful. I do have a question, because I loved all the use of canon, and I loved when they came in together and everyone became very crisp and very ornate in that final straight line across the proscenium, right? I wonder if there are moments, particularly since you have places where the movement opens up anyway, and people are kind of doing their own thing, or are on kind of different canons or different adventures of their own thing anyway. I wonder if there's a place where we can see the dancers have more of their own opinion of how her disappearing makes them feel. Whether there's anger or shock or despair, and if those are the same things, or if they're different things, or I don't know. I just, right now, I know that if someone were to disappear, right, different people have different feelings towards that, right? Somebody will be very sad, or somebody might be very mad. And I just wonder if that's something that we want to see more of. Yeah, I think that's really it. Do you want to take a second to chat with your dancers and see if there's anything you want to, judge? Amazing, great. Oh, and audience, anything you want to add to this? Thank you. Yes.
Really quick. I thought you did an amazing job. This is interesting that these three numbers that we picked, because of the most choreographically heavy, are all involving phones. The whole show is not people on their phones. This, that ending was so beautiful, that last one, because it leads right into this road trip with them in the car and the vista, and it's trying to get back from the artifice to the organic, and you get to this decrepit farmhouse where there's a real amazing kitchen sink scene, and it suddenly the shift of the piece turns into basically a well-made play, and Anna wrote some incredible work there. So I love the way that watching three different choreographers handle this, because it's a really tricky thing to navigate on stage. So it's been really eye-opening for me to see how this works. Yeah, so thank you. That's all I want to say.
Accepting rolling submissions for choreographers, for writers, like be in touch. You can see there's like rolling application stuff on the website. Tell people, tell your friends, we're always looking for new stories, new choreographers, new humans. You can check that information out on the New York Theater Bar website and also on the Choreography Lab's Instagram page. If you're not already following us, follow us right in the show.
And this is the most important part. If you like the thrilling work that you saw tonight and want to support the 10th anniversary Gala, please consider making a donation to New York Theater Bar. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and your gift tonight is tax deductible. You can make a donation easily on our website at nytheaterbarn.org/give. That's nytheaterbarn.org/give. That's nytheaterbarn.org/give. I should also note that that's theater with an R-E because it's the art form. It's sexy. It's classy.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, our virtual audience, for tuning in, and thanks for supporting live theater. So good night from all of us here at Alchemical Studios in New York City, and thank you so much.